being direct, it is going to only give you more willpower and courage to make your words, or to take your words into action, into fruition. It is going to help you give better sustainable path and clarity towards your investments roadmap. Any kind of quick money making schemes, etc., will be thrown out of the window. Hi guys, welcome back to Dev Astrology. Today we are going to be doing the December monthly reading, and you can watch this reading both from moon sign as well as from your Lagna, ascendant or rising perspective, because a lot of you keep on posing this question, and I repeat, there cannot be separate predictions coming in for different rising or moon sign. You have to evaluate it from both angles. So say if you are an Aries moon but a Pisces rising, I recommend you to please check out both videos. Now without further ado, let's quickly look into the important dates which are going to be coming into picture for the course of this month. So folks, first and foremost, Sun is going to be making its transit into the sign of Sagittarius on December 15th. He is currently placed in the sign of Scorpio itself. Then you have Mercury, which is in the sign of Libra, but he will be entering into the sign of Scorpio on December 6th, whilst he will be moving and making the last transit of the year into the sign of Sagittarius on December 29th. Then you have Venus also placed in the sign of Scorpio itself, whereas he will be transiting into the sign of Sagittarius on December 20th. Then you have Mars also in conjunction, however combust, placed in the sign of Scorpio, and it is going to be transiting into the sign of Sagittarius from December 7th. Then you have Jupiter, which is sitting in retrograde mode, and it is going to be coming into the sign of Gemini in retrogression itself on December 5th. So that's a key shift coming into picture, and that's a good shift, in fact, for many of you coming into picture here. Saturn is placed in Purv Bhadrapada Nakshatra of Jupiter in the sign of Pisces itself. Rahu is in a Shad Bisha Nakshatra of itself in the sign of Aquarius, and I will try and make videos on Rahu's transit into Shad Bisha Nakshatra as well. It's important for us to understand the shift of this Rahu and how it's going to be impacting us. And then last but not the least, Ketu is placed in the sign of Leo in the Purva Falguni Nakshatra of Venus itself. Alright Capricorn, so as you guys can see on your screen here, you have a clutter of planets which is coming in your 11th and your 12th house. In fact, your 12th house is going to see almost everybody staring or walking through it, because Sun, Mercury, Mars, Venus will be transiting through your 12th house in Sagittarius, whilst Saturn, Ketu and Jupiter are going to be giving aspects to it. So almost everyone, 7 planets are giving an aspect or impact there. But before we jump into that, let's try and understand. If you're watching this from a Capricorn moon perspective, then this is for your Rashi Lord, or from a rising perspective, your Lagna Lord, Saturn has finally become direct in the 3rd house. And Capricorn, this is going to mean a lot of action coming in from your side. December is going to be a month which is going to be action packed. You are going to show enormous amount of courage, willpower, strength, outwardly behavior, extroverted behavior of sorts in terms of making things happen. This is going to be the time where you will start repairing your connections in your neighborhood. You are going to, delve into newer hobbies, or hobbies that you had not pursued from a long time is what you are going to renew your efforts in terms of something, learning something traditional, something classical for that matter. At the same time, this is going to be a time where you will come across with very solid, concrete, hard communication, which is going to be very direct. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be disrespectful, but it is going to come across from a place of strength, because it is Saturn is sitting in the 3rd house being direct. It is going to only give you more willpower and courage to make your words, or to take your words into action, into fruition. So that's a good placement for a Lagna Lord, or even for a malefic planet like Saturn, especially sitting in the third house, albeit in Pisces, is not at all a bad situation, because it is going to empower you from all these areas. Now he's giving an aspect, a good part, I just missed it. I think somewhere or the other there is going to be a discard of all that lack of lethargy that you would have carried. Some of you, especially if you have Saturn direct in your natal chart, not retrograded, there could have been some degree of lethargy that could have also crept in the last 140 days. I think you guys are going to take measures in terms of addressing that too. Now, this Saturn is giving an aspect into your fifth house, and it's now giving a direct aspect, and therefore this is going to be a better period for you to improve on your relationships, in your romantic life, in your education. The matters that were stuck and not working out as you anticipated will now see a positive shift, especially in the first 3 weeks of December. So a very positive sign from that perspective too. It is going to help you give better sustainable path and clarity towards your investments roadmap. Any kind of quick money making schemes, etc., will be thrown out of the window. You will not be interested, and I had kept on warning about that bit earlier as well. So it's a good shift where naturally, maybe by heart or through learnings, or maybe through listening to me, you are going to take that path in terms of fixing those issues. It's going to be a much better period for child planning as well, for progeny, for your education, or for your time and effort that you need to spend with your kids if you're a parent watching this video. The Saturn will be giving an aspect to the sign of Virgo in your ninth house. And for many of you Capricorns, I anticipate that some sort of religious place travel into an old temple, old place of worship, church, mosque, whatever places of worship that you guys go to. Your interest towards visiting one of those places, especially if it's a bit distant away, but you've been to those places, is going to definitely come into picture. That possible, or maybe even to a foreign location, but it could be a place that you might have that you would have kept in your list. You would have maybe done a travel, not had enough of that place. So those kind of things also seem to be panning out for you guys Capricorns. I think for one more sign, I have just recorded the video and I have missed for whom this travel thing is coming into picture, so keep that in mind. Now your Saturn happens to be your second lord as well. So all this time, the effort that is going to be coming into picture, you are going to either be putting in your own savings, your money, or there is going to be some sort of a family support too. Rahu is the co-lord of your second house, and he is also placed in the second itself. See, Rahu, I keep on repeating, it gives from one and it takes from the other, and therefore whilst it could be helping you expand on your money, savings, or anything of that sort in terms of material gains, maybe good quality food, material connections coming into play with your near and dear ones, but it can give you some sort of a challenging impact as well in the non-material aspects. So be watchful towards the health of your family member. Be watchful with your choice of words and communication, or it can bring in some sort of a ruckus, disagreements, fights, if I may say, within the family as well. So be watchful on that front. Now, this Rahu is in trine with Jupiter, who's retrograded in your sixth house, but he's giving an aspect to your sixth, eighth, and 10th. And it's a good placement for your work, career, profession, for the street smartness that you need to bring to the external world. I was talking about the material aspect. Towards the non-emotional set of things, you are going to be very strategic as well, Capricorns, and that's a good bit coming into picture there too. On the bang opposite side of it, by the way, Rahu has shifted into Shadvisha Nakshatra, and I think this needs a video in itself. I will try and record and release something at the earliest possible. I was taking a Thanksgiving break myself, so this week I was a little more involved on the family and friends side versus releasing the videos on times. I'm literally releasing that at the fag end of the month, but my attempt will be to give you a perspective of this transit of Rahu into Shadvisha as well, and how it pans out for you. So comments if you find that that is going to be of any help. Bang opposite to this Rahu, you have Ketu placed in the 8th house. Guys, Ketu in the 8th is not an easy placement. It's a transformative placement. It's a challenging placement, and you guys could have seen some bit of unexpected shifts coming in your life with your partner, with collaborative efforts in your business life as well. And my best recommendation towards this will be continue to immerse yourself in terms of researching, learning, maybe even watching and learning about astrology or the occult sciences for that matter, or any matters that are not so in not the first part of your day-to-day life. It could be anything related to astronomy, to researching into an altogether new subject that adds something to your skill is going to be important. And you must continue to do that to counter any ill effects of Ketu. He is, of course, giving an aspect into the sign of Sagittarius in your 12th house. We'll talk about that bit because it is getting cluttered through the course of this month. But he also aspects your second and your fourth. So somewhere or the other throughout this transit from May and all the way till December, you can anticipate lack of mental peace, change in residence coming in, some sort of fears that could be bothering you. And you will have to figure out a way to overcome only through new learnings. It could be as simple as meditation to involving yourself into a research of some sort. So keep that perspective in mind. Now, you have Jupiter, which happens to be your 12th lord and your third lord, sitting in your 6th house. So he's definitely forming a Vipreet Raj Yoga. Now, of course, when you start the month of December, he will be trickling back in retrogression from the sign of Cancer into your 6th house. And whilst Jupiter in retrogression is a much better planet than a malefic like a Saturn or a Mars in retrogression. However, we have to remember that Jupiter got exalted and then retrograded. Now, I don't say that it is going to bring in the effects of a debilitated Jupiter for that matter, but yes, definitely Jupiter's retrogression from its exaltation has lowered the impact of the positive impacts that it could bring to the picture. To make matters more interesting, it has now stepped into the 6th house. Again, not a very comfortable placement situation for a benefic planet like Jupiter. And therefore, I feel this is going to be a period which is going to involve lots of complications, lots of challenges, obstacles also coming your way throughout the course of this period. And by the way, you will be putting an extraordinary amount of effort. You will be showing your willpower, courage, your strength to overcome them, but it can be tad bit frustrating because the attempts required, at least whilst he is in retrogression till March of 11th 2026, is going to be phenomenal. It is going to be continuous, and that is where you've got to not let the don't drop the ball and continue to focus in terms of fixing one step at a time, no matter what issue is, be it related to your health, be it related to your job and career, from the competitive examinations, if you are a student watching this video, if you are appearing for them, or be it respect to the difficulties in relationships that you are navigating. It will require you to put additional amount of effort. You could find certain challenges in your romantic partnerships as well because of that retrograded impact of Jupiter. So be watchful on all those areas. Now, this Jupiter is giving an aspect towards your 10th, 12th and your second house. And therefore, I said that you will feel some bit of financial pressure, maybe because of the loans that you have to embark, some bit of investments that you've planned for, unexpected, unanticipated expenses you're coming your way in the form of health or anything else. So you've got to be watchful on all those areas because he's giving that retrograded aspect to the second house. So your money could be spent in that direction, or you might have to physically put in effort or need the help of a physical help of your family members, your spouse or something, to help you recuperate, to help you come out of it. So be mindful of that. Remember, Saturn is your second lord and has done a second movement from itself into the third house. And this could be in connection with that because for some of you, it might pan out that the family has to pump in money towards the enterprising venture or new learning that you have to do, which helps you crisscross the expenses of the 12th house also coming into picture with so many planets there, and thereby enabling you for future for some gains. So because 2026 we have a fantabulous reading. We did that reading for last week for 2026 for Capricorns. If you've not had a chance, guys, please go ahead and watch that as well. But you will now be able to connect the dots that I'm trying to call out, and that is crucial for you to understand there. Okay, coming back, Jupiter is giving a retrograded aspect. Continuous repeated effort could be required. Your boss, your professor, your mentor, your senior, they might just ask you to rework on something. They may not be happy with a submission, with a thesis, with a project delivery that you've done. And as I said, that frustration will be there, but you will have to continue to navigate through it. However, irrespective of all these challenges coming and problems, the great part that is happening is you start the month with multiple planets in your in your 11th house. So at the start of the month itself, Mercury, which is the lord of your ninth house and your 6th house, is placed in your 10th, and he's gaining directional strength there, so he's in a good placement. Whilst you have Venus, Sun and Mars sitting in your 11th house in the sign of Scorpio. And your 11th lord, albeit combusted, is sitting in the 11th house itself. So there is definitively a strong possibility of you making good material gains during this period. The first week can result into some sort of unexpected financial gain coming in your life. Your luck will also favor you, because after all, you have your ninth lord sitting in the 10th house, so that positivity is there. Plus, when he makes a transit around 6th of December into your 11th house, it's your luck lord, which is 3 places away, into the 11th. So there is a continuous promise of gains coming in for a considerable amount of time in this month. However, your effort, your karma, your push is going to be mandatory, and there is no denial of that. With Saturn becoming direct, you have the ability to pump in that effort continuously as well, because you will see that here are my visible gains. Yes, I have to rework, I have to resubmit, but I know I can accomplish what I've been chasing. So that is a crucial bit coming into picture, guys. Mercury will transit into your second house, your 11th house in the second week of the month itself, whilst at the same time Mars is going to be now coming into your 12th house. So you see, your 11th lord is going into the 12th, and your 4th lord is also going to the 12th, and this is giving a very strong indication. Many of you could be making a property purchase, Capricorns, during this point in time, especially if you are living in a foreign country. Construction or purchase of a new property in a foreign land far away from your current place of residence, or your birthplace for that matter, gives a very strong possibility of a big expense coming into picture. And those expenses are only going to mount, plus Jupiter is in that retrograde motion, talking about loans and litigations, paperwork, etc. You see how everything is tying in together now. And I had given, I had alluded to this bit in the previous month's reading as well, when I talked about Mercury's retrogression and stuff. So some deal working out, not working out, contractual decisions have to be pushed forward and stuff. Now is the time you will see that some way or the other things will, the pieces of the puzzle will start fitting into places by themselves. Now, whilst Mars is in your 12th house, it will be giving an aspect towards your 3rd, 6th and your 7th house. So it is going to help you pump in a lot of effort. You might have to make long distance travels, you could have to make far away journeys, transactions, interactions, meetings, and or that could be a very frequent amount of travel within the certain city limits as well. So that sort of a push is definitely coming into picture. It will also empower you to overcome any kind of challenges, difficulties, but not an opportune time for marriage, because of course Mangal dosha is coming into picture. Jupiter is retrograded, plus Mars is giving a direct aspect, a debilitated aspect into your 7th house as well. This is where some bit of argumentative situations, difficulties can come in your partnership, in your marital partnership, or in your business relationships as well. Please be watchful, or else it could result into some sort of loss. Now, through the first half of the month, Sun being the lord of your 8th house is placed in your 11th. So the gains that I'm alluding to, that I'm expecting, they are going to be sudden of nature, and they are going to be benefic for you. I see a positive impact coming for you, because Sun at the end of the day is sitting in the 11th house in conjunction with your Yoga Karaka planet Venus. So there's a lot of positivity there from that perspective, albeit he is sort of an inimical planet for your Lagna, so it can carry some bit of ill effects too. All of these planets will be giving an aspect towards your 5th house. So your creative pursuits, your desires, your respect in terms of fame or within the social circle definitely seems to be rising throughout the course of the month of December. So I see another positive on that front. Now the 10th lord is in the 11th house. So your own karma are going to help you materialize those outcomes. Plus, I see some success for students who are watching this video, recognition in your educational space, in your college degrees, certifications of some sort, that if you've been materializing that Ketu's effort, outcome of that, fruition of that could also come into picture through this period itself. Into the second half of the month, Sun will become conjunct with Mars in your 12th house. from December 20th onwards, Venus will also move into your 12th house itself. And that is where, guys, I see ballooning up of expenses, traveling, major traveling of sorts coming into play, because Venus is 3 places away into the 12th house. So major traveling also coming into play, as well as Sun now forming a Vipreet Rajuga. The 8th laws, it is in the 12th house. So your expenses, your investments, your travel is going to be a little painful at the start of it, but will eventually give you positive impacts of that. And that is where I think you have to figure out a way. As I said earlier, don't drop the ball. You have to figure out a way to navigate, to push yourself through all the resistance that is coming in with that retrograded Jupiter as well. If you are able to fight through those situations, I think you will do pretty well, because whilst these planets are giving a heightened amount of expenses, rise coming into picture, investments increasing, they're also giving an aspect towards the 6th house. So you will have full focus of fighting against those obstacles, against those challenges your way. Now, important bit you have to remember is that 12th house also denotes isolation. It also denotes spirituality. And I think this is going to be a opportune month wherein, given the aspect of Ketu is also in your 4th house, that after all the hassle and fighting all the battles through the course of the day, you would have to figure out some mechanism of your emotional and mental retreat. It could be in the form of meditation, it could be in the form of spirituality, it could be in the form of helping others through charitable activities or donation, or it could be in the form of isolating yourself from all that pain, maybe with just one person, and letting it go. Because if you do not do that, I'm telling you this as a remedy, Capricorns, again, the battle is going to only get more harsh. There is a retrograded Jupiter till March. You will feel as if you are draining the heck out of yourself. So be watchful on that particular aspect as well. Now, the important message for Capricorn on the expenses bit as well: keep your expenses around areas that are a necessity and not an desire or an ambition, or that could result into losses. Whilst the prior will be more of growth, it will be more of investment strategy from your side. All in all, December is going to be a busy month for you folks. You have to take care of your health. You have to figure out a balance between your obsession of work, which is only going to grow, versus the time of isolation or regeneration that you need for yourself. And very importantly, don't just chase the goals. I think figure out a way of setting process for yourself, because your karma leading to your success is also going to result into a cycled approach of investments for the future growth. And if you've not had a chance to watch the 2026 predictions, we released a video last week. I'll urge you to go ahead and check out that video as well, and it'll give you absolute clarity of what can be anticipated in 2026. If you enjoyed watching this video, guys, I request you to please smash on that like button, subscribe to Dev Astrology, and keep watching. Om Namah Shivaya, Har Har Mahadev.